already know this is Pawn Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, the boxing world is still buzzing from the spectacular event, historic event. Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, beating Deontay Wilder 11th round KO. My goodness, Lord. Man. Oh, man, I'm so excited about that fight. Oh, man, what a blow that Deontay Wilder took, man. He took a lot of beating, man. He took a beating, but damn, the heart, the courage, the determination. Oh, my goodness. These both modern-day warriors, modern-day gladiators, man, they put their life on the line for pure entertainment, and I just want to give them thank you. Thank you for that performance. Thank you for those memorable moments, because October 9th, 2021 is going to be one of the most historic nights in boxing history, let alone sports history. Now, of course, in boxing, we want to know what's next right away. What's next? Who are you going to fight next? The Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world, the lineal, undefeated. He got a mandatory that's in place, in which is Dillian White. Great challenge right there. And of course, we got the rematch that probably going to come to fruition if Anthony Joshua, which I think he activated his rematch clause. Anthony Joshua a couple of weeks ago lost to Oleksandr Usyk. Now Oleksandr Usyk is the heavyweight, a unified champion of the world from Ukraine. Shout out to Ukraine. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to the USA. But you remember when we was going to get the Undisputed this year? And of course, a lot of people was tight. A lot of people was mad, like, damn. A lot of people was mad that Deontay Wilder even went to arbitration and won the arbitration, and we was not going to get the Undisputed heavyweight fight. And you know that the Undisputed heavyweight fight, we need that in the sport of boxing. We've been desperate for that in the sport of boxing. That is the major crown in the sport of boxing. That's when you become the king of the world, the king of the world. And we don't know when that fight is going to come to fruition. We thought we was going to have it when Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder was going to fight. That ain't happened. We thought it was going to happen this year with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. That ain't happened. Now we got a chance that it can happen again. But I believe that Anthony Joshua has to do what Oleksandr Usyk was willing to do for him. I think he needs to be honorable. Anthony Joshua, it's time for you to repay Usyk for stepping aside. Because he did step aside so we could get that undisputed Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Let's not forget that Anthony Joshua contacted Oleksandr Usyk's team so Usyk could step aside because of the magnitude of this of Undisputed, for the legacy, for the sport of boxing. And Oleksandr Usyk, who is an ambassador to the sport of boxing, was willing to step aside. Let's not forget, Anthony Joshua reveals, this was, I believe, in January, early January, when Fury and Anthony Joshua was in negotiations and things of that nature. Anthony Joshua reveals he reached out to Oleksandr Usyk's team and is hopeful that he will agree to step aside so Tyson Fury fight can be for undisputed title. Y'all remember that, y'all? Oleksandr Usyk did the honorable thing, just like Jack Catterall did the honorable thing in 140, so we could see Jose Ramirez and see John Taylor for the Undisputed, and then we got Undisputed. Historic night. We got that. Thank you for Jack Catterall for doing it for the legacy, for doing for the sports, right? For the sport, for this beautiful sport. Oleksandr Usyk was going to do the same thing. Now, Anthony Joshua, you lost Oleksandr Usyk. The magnitude is right in place right now, so the boxing world could see a undisputed heavyweight bout. Now, Anthony Joshua understood the magnitude of this fight. This is why he asked Oleksandr Usyk if he could step aside. Let's not forget about that. He really knew the magnitude of this fight, so he can't take his word back. Why not do it for Oleksandr Usyk? He was going to do it for you. That's the question that needs to be asked. Why Anthony Joshua won't do it? Matter of fact, how about this? Oleksandr Usyk versus Tyson Fury, right? For the Undisputed, the WBC has given 30 days for them to negotiate a deal. I know Dillian White is tight, is mad, but come on, man. We all want to see the Undisputed, right? We all want to see the Undisputed. But Anthony Joshua could take step aside money, which is cool. And then he could get the fight with Deontay Wilder. Think about that. Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk for Undisputed. And then a fight that we've been wanting to see, Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. You could cash out. You could do it in Dallas Stadium, Raiders Stadium in America. Yo, I even think that Anthony Joshua, with that step-aside money and then the fight with Deontay Wilder, y'all would get more money than probably Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. I think that would be even a bigger fight. Deontay Wilder versus me, not in terms of accomplishment, but a bigger fight like star-studded. Because I think we're familiar with those names, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. I don't think a lot of people worldwide is familiar with the Oleksandr Usyk name. Because I can't imagine a Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua retiring without fighting each other. That can't happen in this era. That can't happen in this era. We can't see no Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis. We can't have that again. No. We cannot have that again, ladies and gentlemen. So, I just want to know what y'all think about it. What y'all think about it, folks? Because I think it'll do a good service to the sport of boxing, so we get the Undisputed. I mean, and I think that the ball should be on Anthony Joshua's court because somebody was willing to do it for you, and you knew the magnitude. So I think you should be a good sport. You've been a good sport. Shit, you always a nice guy. You're a nice guy to your opponents. You taking selfies with Oleksandr Usyk. Now don't make believe like you ain't cool with him. He was looking out for your legacy. He was looking out for the sport of boxing. Can you look after his too? Let me get this article when Joshua wanting Usyk to step aside. So I could read the article when that article came out. I think it was in January. Waiting to step aside, let Joshua want series offer to step aside. Not hints may step aside. Let me see if there was the UK. The UK was like, Oleksandr Usyk has hinted he would be willing to step aside, allow Anthony Joshua to take on Tyson Fury. A 2-fight agreement is already in place for Joshua and Fury to meet in 2021 in what is being deemed the biggest fight in British boxing history. Oleksandr Usyk was willing to give that to you, Anthony Joshua. Oleksandr Usyk was willing to give that opportunity to you, the boxing world. So you got to be man enough, honorable enough, and ambassador enough to do it for the sport of boxing, to do it for heavyweight legacy, to do it for it all. And look, the winner of Deontay Wilder and yourself could fight the winner of Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Now, let's say Deontay Wilder beats Anthony Joshua. And let's say Tyson Fury beats Oleksandr Usyk. Oh, we want to see the trilogy. Oh, we want to see the 4th fight. I think people was so in love with this fight. I think people was willing to buy this fight. Hey, people bought Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley the Marquez the 4th time. So it can happen. It can happen. Let me know what y'all think. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Get my updated videos. Oh, look at the article right here. Let me finish. As Joshua currently holds 3 of the 4 major titles and contests. This was TalkSport website. So I just want to read the article just so you could know where we was at that time when Oleksandr Usyk was willing to step aside. As Joshua currently holds 3 of the 4 major titles, a contest with Fury will be for all 4 and will determine a rare undisputed heavyweight world champion, the first since Lennox Lewis. This may well depend on Usyk, though, who has been mandatory for 18 months and is due his title shot. The WBO previously granted 2 exceptions to allow AJ's rematch with Andy Ruiz Jr. and his IBF mandatory fight against Kubrat Pulev to take priority. Therefore, Usyk's team are adamant that they should be next in line, and the WBO appear to agree. Remember, this is all way back in January. So I'm just giving you a rundown, ladies and gentlemen, because I believe that Anthony Joshua has the power to step aside, should step aside, so we can see the Undisputed, because that man was willing to do it for you, Anthony Joshua. So don't tell me that you can't do it for Oleksandr Usyk, because he was willing to do it for you. Let me keep on reading this. This will mean that in order for Joshua versus Fury to take place, AJ will either have to satisfy Usyk with step-aside deal or vacate the WBO belt, meaning the fight would no longer crown an Undisputed. AJ has now revealed, I think Usyk will be keen to step aside and let the fight happen. We've reached out to his management team. He's a reasonable person, and he'll understand the magnitude of this situation. Anthony Joshua. Let me read that last part again, ladies and gentlemen. And he'll understand the magnitude of this situation. Now, the question to Anthony Joshua, do you understand the magnitude of this situation? You most certainly understand the magnitude of this situation because you wanted somebody to step aside. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's be on hands on deck. I don't give a damn Eddie Hearn. I like Eddie Hearn, but Eddie Hearn, you wanted Usyk to step aside. And I think it's right, rightfully so. You didn't like the rematch clause, right, with Deontay Wilder. So I don't want to see the bunch of hypocrisy coming out of Anthony Joshua's mouth or Eddie Hearn's mouth. I don't want to hear the hypocrisy. I don't want to hear the hypocrisy. I want to see you feel that this is a magnitude of a situation that needs to take place. Y'all let it be known, step aside, and let the Undisputed of Usyk and Tyson Fury, and if I was y'all, I'll get a big fight with Deontay Wilder. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, get my updated videos. I love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.